So a while back on the community forum, I was like, hey, if you guys have any questions or anything, or want to know what I think about this or feel about this subject, go ahead and send them in. So you guys responded and sent them in various ways. So today on Drew Reviews, it's an Ask Drew. We're going to dig into the well of misinformation and see what I can answer for you guys. Hit that music. So I'm actually going to answer what I felt was the best question first here today. Brad wanted to know if I only had 6.5 hours till the end of the world, what movies would I binge? And I thought this is the best question I think I've ever been asked. So kudos to you, Brad. 6.5 hours, that isn't enough time. You're going to have like a partial movie in there, no matter how I did it. So, of course, I have to throw the Terminator in there because you guys know me. I have to throw Predator in there because, once again, you guys know me. The Big Lebowski would be the film that I would want the world to end to. There at the end, where you've got Sam Elliott as the stranger telling you that everything's going to be okay at the end of the world, that's how I'd want it to go. The problem is 6.5 hours, that leaves me 58 minutes to watch something. So I'm like, that's an interesting conundrum. Maybe if the world ended by time zone, like a nuclear blast that started from the East Coast, and I'm an hour behind, I'm going to play that card. If I have part of an extra hour, I'm going to throw transfers in there just to have fun and laugh. I need an extra 20 minutes to get transfers in because it's only like an hour and 16 or an hour and 18 or something like that. So I'm cheating a little bit, but I would probably throw that probably in between Terminator and Predator. So yeah, I'm going with transfers. And Brad, I hope you don't feel cheated by that. Give me 7 hours and we'll call it good. So when I posted this on the community forum, I posted a picture of Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo and I likened it to a horror movie. And a good friend of mine, Liz, actually went literal with it and it's like, what do I like about Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo? And honestly, I hadn't seen this movie in years, so I went on and watched clips. And my favorite thing about Breakin' 2 has to be Turbo's dance on the ceiling. You know, he literally went Lionel Richie and he was dancing on the ceiling in 1984 there. So, yeah, I like that scene. And who doesn't like the breakdance fight under the bridge? That was it's just so ridiculous. Uh, yeah, Breakin' 2, that's one I don't want. I like Breakin' a lot. Breakin' 2, I don't, for lack of a better word, break out very often. Now, as a bonus, if you were to ask me what my favorite scene from Breakin' was, it would be that scene on the beach where you've got Jean Claude Van Damme in his unitard trying to get in front of everybody and dance for the camera so he can get some screen time. If you guys haven't seen that, it's ridiculous. Check it out. I got several questions about scores and soundtracks. So what's my favorite? What's my favorite scary movie score? What's my favorite atmospheric score? My friend Ben and Brad and my good friend Tommy Knocker, the horror guy. Be sure and check out his channel on YouTube. They wanted to know what my favorite scores were. And if I'm going scores for a horror movie, it's easily John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. I love that score. And it's been parodied in some people's location videos on YouTube. But just how long that score goes for, you know, with the credits. The opening credit scene in Prince of Darkness is like 10 minutes long. It's kind of ridiculous. But that score goes throughout and it's so atmospheric. Now, if I was to go just score for a normal movie, atmospherically, it's Blade Runner by Vangelis. It's just such a great score. It totally immerses you into that future world, and it's amazing. Terminator would be close. Predator would be close. I don't know. Vangelis, though, was the one that just like, boom, that's the no-brainer. And Ben was the one that asked about soundtracks. As far as soundtracks go, I love that original Crow soundtrack with Brandon Lee. Some really good bands on there. Pantera and STP and The Cure. Just some really good songs on that soundtrack. If I'm going 80s and farther back, it's this one right here. I've been praising this movie all year. It's that good. The soundtrack to this is amazing as well. You got just a bunch of bands who were signed to IRS Records that didn't really make it very big. Shock Paris is the band that plays On Your Feet whenever he's shifting that Ferrari and running over people. And and one of the greatest chase scenes of all time. There's a scene where the old man Miller is killing the guy in the record shop, and the song Weapons of Love is playing. That's really good. Brenda, the stripper, whenever she steals that caddy and is going, there's a song there by Concrete Blonde, and it just fits the scene so well. So, yeah, this movie, not only watch The Hidden because it's a great movie, but the soundtrack to The Hidden is amazing. While I'm on the subject of music, a viewer named Raj, I guess he's a bass player, wanted to know, he's seen my guitars and everything back here, what kind of bass I use. So this is a very interesting story. This is a Squire P bass. It's basically, you know, your budget Fender, but I actually got this off Goodwill auctions, and for like $180. It was terribly dirty, rusty. I've cleaned it and totally taken care of it. But the one thing I wanted to show you guys was the sticker on the thing. I bought this off of TeePublic or something like that. It's a decal that says Pliskin Search and Rescue. And I'm like, I have to throw that on something. I really wanted to change the pick guard and make it all black. But then I really started getting into Geddy Lee's bass playing with Rush. And although he plays a jazz bass, and this is a precision bass, it looks a lot like it color-wise, so I kept it. But yeah, this is my bass guitar that you hear in the theme song. If you listen to my Terminator reviews, I actually changed up the music a little bit, and I put it like in the blooper reel. There's a lot of bass in the background if you listen to it with headphones, and that's this bass right here. Just a good instrument. It keeps tune masterfully. Love it. And of course, I'm playing it on the Ampeg amp that you see behind me most of the time here at the house. The one for the theme song is actually a simulation of an Ampeg amp, you know, on my laptop, so it sounds really good. Longtime viewer Kane the Outcast wanted to know my thoughts on a few movies, so I'm just going to do these rapid fire style here. The first of which is The Warriors. I think The Warriors is a really good movie. I don't think The Warriors is a great movie. I think it's really good. I think it's got two amazing scenes in it. That scene where Cyrus, he's kind of like a cross between Booker T and The Rock. Can you dig it? That whole scene in the beginning's cool. And of course, the Warriors come out and play at the end. It's just an iconic scene. Really dig The Warriors. It's a really good watch. We'll review it one day. Next on his list is RoboCop 2. I talked about it a little bit in my favorite films of 1990. RoboCop 2 is half the film that RoboCop is, but it's still a lot of fun. I enjoy watching it. You know, foul-mouthed machine gun toting little kid and everything. And you've got Robo Kane's brain, you know, with Looney Tune eyes. It's goofy, but it's a fun movie. Much the same way Predator 2 that came out that year is a fun movie. He also wanted to know about what I think about Conan the Barbarian, my fifth favorite Arnold film. I love Conan the Barbarian. It's no surprise after that movie that genre kind of took off for a couple of years. I'll throw in Conan the Destroyer as a bonus. It's okay. I think I might like Red Sonja just a little bit better than Conan the Destroyer, but I do like Conan the Destroyer. It's fun, and it even feeds into the Terminator story a little bit, how Arnold was preempted to do that, and Terminator got put on the back burner for several months while the Destroyer was going on. So it's okay. I'll watch it every other year or so. The last movie on his list is Mortal Kombat. I can honestly say I've not seen this since like it came out, so I don't have a whole lot of opinion other than thinking, boy, this is, you know, but I'd have to see it again to give judgment on it. I hear Annihilation's even worse. So, Kane the Outcast, yeah, I'd watch those 4 movies without hesitation. You know, get some pizza and just stay in for the night, have laughs with buddies, that kind of thing. My good friend Brandon Smith from Smith's Grove Sanitarium, be sure and check out his channel. He's just about to wrap up the Halloween franchise now as I drop this, so really in depth on that, pretty comical. We've been friends for years. We do Macho Movie Madness together, so be sure and check out that channel as well. He's got a couple questions here. The first of which is, when do serial killers have time to go to the bathroom? Do they even go to the bathroom? You know, if you watch Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, the way they kind of trudge after people through the woods, you know, maybe they do need to go to the bathroom. You know, I don't know. Maybe they're bound up. Maybe they've eaten too much cheese. I'm not sure. Maybe they've seen too many cheesy movies. So yeah, I have no idea, but that is a great question. He also wants to know once and for all, Michael or Jason. So he's forever been a Michael Myers guy. I've forever been a Jason Voorhees guy. we like both, but at one time we did a versus where we had a stalemate and neither one of us was going to budge. And for me personally, I'll always be a Jason guy. I've learned to really appreciate Michael Myers, and I think those first couple of movies, or maybe even three movies, are better than the Friday the 13th. As much as I love Friday the 13th Part 2. And he's smiling right now. Listen to this, you son of a gun. But anyways, I will always like Jason more, but I do respect Michael Myers more. Those first four movies are excellent. After that, they just drop off a cliff, and I don't care. I can still have fun with Jason. So, but anyways, thank you for sending in that question, Brandon. My good friend Trevor, who just reviewed Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, with me in a video a couple of weeks ago, and he was the one I dedicated my Vanishing Point review to. He has a question for me here. What are my three favorite B movies of all time? Well, I've recently reviewed two of them. One of them is Sleepaway Camp 2, which came out last week. I like Sleepaway Camp 2 a whole lot. It's a lot of fun. Another one is one that's actually in the mail right now, on its way to me, and that is Deadly Prey. And expect to see a review of that probably sometime this fall. The other B movie that is the be all end all when it comes to B movies for me is Hands of Steel. And I will link that up here so y'all can check that out. I absolutely love Hands of Steel. It's not great, but it's like the most fun you'll have for like an hour and 20 minutes and be like, what the heck? What did I just watch? Hands of Steel, the actual movie's on YouTube, and it's a pretty decent version, so check that out. Me and the guys at Macho Movie Madness also reviewed that over on our Warehouse B section of Macho Movie Madness, and we had a lot of fun with that, the three of us just playing off each other. Definitely check out Hands of Steel. It's so much fun. So Kyle would like to know, which review have I done that surprised me the most as far as how it turned out, and which one kind of underwhelmed me? Um, I can tell you the ones that underwhelm me the most. I really expected a lot out of my Terminator 2 video. T1 is like my third most watched video, I think, on the channel as we speak. You know, it's my favorite movie ever. And so I rushed right into T2, and it did about half the numbers that T1 did, even though I put just as much love, even probably more than I did that T1 video, into the Terminator 2 review. And it kind of fell flat. It still hit a couple hundred views, but I felt like it should have done better. There's been a few others like that, whether it's Blade Runner or Trancers, and I don't know whether it's the YouTube algorithm just didn't catch on, or people just weren't interested in what I had to say about those movies. But yeah, those I was kind of down about those, but you can't get too down about it. You just talk about what you like and put it out there for everybody to decide if they like it or not. Now there have been a couple videos that I put out, and it's like, whoa, I didn't expect that to happen. Um, my Showdown in Little Tokyo video, with Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren, as we speak, it's closing in on like 1,600 views, which is way tops for me. I think I've got one more over 1,000. So, that was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting that at all. And then the one that really got me, I've already shown the movie once on here, and that was The Hidden. I'd actually finished it, and it sat on my laptop in my editing program for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I kept putting other videos ahead of it. And I'm like, I don't know if people really want to hear what I have to say about this movie because not too many people know about this movie. But it turned out I was totally wrong. For the longest time, it was my second most viewed video. So I was like, wow, you never can tell what's going to catch on and what's not. And so that's another reason I love The Hidden. It was my first whoa, that I wasn't expecting that. But just like I said, on the flip side of that coin, you never know what a video is going to do. All you can do is just edit it together, put your love into it, and put it out there and hope for the best. So, guys, I want to thank you for sending in your questions. I always think these are fun, and maybe somewhere down the line we'll do these again. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done that. So, yeah, until next time, I'm Andrew, and I'll see you down the line.